Canada lost 84,000 jobs in February, and the unemployment rate rose to almost 7%, 6.7%. And okay, that was according to this recent Statistics Canada release. This obviously matters, and I think it matters in the context of Carney and Doug Ford really ramping up stimulus for the construction space, because you're starting to realize the real consequences that we've been talking about for 2 years. We've always been worried about construction labor, and it sounds like policymakers are finally also worried about that.
If only they listened to the show a couple of years ago, eh?
Yeah. And I think like the real estate associations and I don't know, whoever's observing this stuff, they like to blame external factors like, the war and trade war and whatever. But I think that it's not just that. Like there's internal factors as well. Our economy hasn't really been that strong. People don't make the biggest purchase of their lives when they're worried about layoffs, shrinking commissions, weaker bonuses, getting replaced by AI, whether or not their employer will still be hiring in 6 months. Rising mortgage delinquencies add to that caution. CMHC has already said that mortgage arrears have been increasing nationally, with Toronto and Vancouver facing the biggest projected rise in delinquency risk as we're getting through that renewal wall. We get higher payments, softer prices, weaker resale liquidity, and a weaker labor market. Obviously, all of these things collide there. We're still early, and they still have to peak. At least labor, your unemployment rate typically peaks before your mortgage delinquency rate.